Okay, I'm Kathryn Edin. I teach at the Harvard Kennedy School. I'm a professor of public policy. And what do I study at the moment? I guess I'm currently really looking at how the American welfare state has changed, and I'm doing two projects. One on the winners of the profound changes really in the American welfare system, the welfare state, and the profound losers. So prior to 1996, we kind of had a level playing field for the poor in some sense. But now we've created a system with big winners and big losers, and I'm interested in documenting the experiences of both of those groups. So prior to 1996, when we reformed our welfare system, about 5% of Americans were on the welfare rolls. So about at welfare's peak in 1994, that was about 5.1 million adults, or 5.1 million households. But what we did in 1996 is we changed the social contract for poor folks. We said the group of poor folks we should really be worried about are the working poor, because in America, work, deep in our mythology, I guess, is this idea that work equals prosperity. And if you come to America, you don't have to be from a fancy background, or you don't have to be born to wealth. You can make it through your own effort. So the 1996 reforms were sort of an effort to make good on the promise that if you work, you shouldn't be poor. But they also were a strong sort of repudiation of the fact that it was okay to stay home with your kids if you were a poor single mom and collect money from the government and not work. So two things were going on. We added a much bigger carrot for people who were willing to be absorbed into the labor market, because we were going to ensure that if you worked, you wouldn't be poor. And American minimum wage is very low, so it's very easy to be working and poor if you don't have a college education in America. But at the same time, if you didn't work, we were going to end the entitlement to your assistance. So what happened is the welfare rolls plummeted. We went from about 5.1 million households to about 1.8 million households, and only 1.1 million adults are on the welfare rolls today. You would never know that by watching Fox News or by watching even the presidential debate. Welfare is all but dead in America, and in fact, welfare didn't expand hardly at all during the recession, when there were massive job losses in this group. So that program is essentially dead in America, and that's a big problem because there are lots of folks falling through the cracks. But at the same time, we created a huge wage subsidy for low-wage workers, so that we're now putting only about $5 billion into the pockets of welfare recipients. We're putting about $64 billion into the pockets of the working poor and near poor. It's about 25 million tax filers, and we're doing it through the tax system, not through the welfare system. So that program is our biggest anti-poverty program today. It's pulling about 3.3 million children out of poverty, right? But to the other extreme, there are about 2.8 million children in the United States today who are living in any given month in households with less than $2 per person per day in cash income. So we've got big winners and we've got big losers.